Hey guys, welcome back to Ministry Corner. I am Pastor Eric Gray here at RockFish Church, and I've got Mike Powell with me, and we are going to talk about riding motorcycles for Jesus and how that works and everything that goes along with it. So, Mike, thanks for being here with us today. You've been doing this for how long?
Oh, wow. A couple of years now, specifically in Bikers for Christ. A couple of years now. I've been riding bikes for a while, longer than that, though.
Okay, so let's go. I want to learn a little bit about Bikers for Christ. I'd be deceiving myself or everybody else watching here if I pretended to know a lot about the motorcycle club Bikers for Christ. So tell us a little bit about it.
So Bikers for Christ started in California, August 1990. Pastor Z came from some motorcycle clubs back in the day. And, you know, when you come to Jesus, you can't stay where you are. You go somewhere new. He transforms you. So in that transformation, he started a movement, Bikers for Christ. He wanted to do what he loves still, riding motorcycles and talk about Jesus. So now he combined the two, using the motorcycle as a tool to get out there and minister to people. And then from starting in California at that time period, it progressed. It went from California to the next state, to the next state, to now we're in all 50 states. We're in 13 countries. Several chapters across North Carolina, and he designed it in a way that it wasn't just going to be us out there ministering to these clubs. He's like, we're going to be connected to the church. We're going to go get fed. We will be a part of a church. And so when we go out and minister to these guys, we are ministering from the overflow. So the intentionality of it in the beginning started with a solid foundation. Pastor Z saw a need in the community, especially where he came from. You know, so a lot of guys that come into BFC have come from the 1% motorcycle club world. We have a lot of guys that spent time in prison, you know, for various things. So, but the commonality is every single one of them love Jesus, and we love motorcycles. So we want to get out there and, you know, minister to those out there that sometimes tend to get forgot about because of what they look like. You know, you see a big, scary biker, and some of the guys in BFC, they look like big, scary bikers, but when you talk to them, they're so soft and humbled because of the transformation of Jesus. So it's been, the history of it is phenomenal, of where it came from to where it is now.
But it's a pretty formal thing. The method for entering the club and becoming a member and taking any kind of position and being able to actually minister. There's a formal process to this.
Very formal process, and motorcycle ministry. So it's awesome because you have your motorcycle clubs, riding clubs, but we are a motorcycle ministry. We respect the rules that other motorcycle clubs go by in a means to meet them where they're at. And we use that as a tool. So that way we are maintaining our first laws, that's following Jesus, and that we follow them. But yeah, we have structure. You know, our headquarters is in California. We have regional elders, national elders, state elders, all the way down to chapter elders. And I'm the chapter elder for the Sand Hills chapter. So we have accountability. We have monthly meetings, we have trainings. So there's no stopping in what the movement does. There's always an increase in the, you know, how we're being fed and who we're being fed by. And it's a great organization because no one leader can't speak up about something that's going on. Like headquarters receives it. We'll have huge national calls about it. You know, we'll discuss changes, updates, and, you know, passing information on down to our members. So that way everybody understands what we're doing, where we're going, and then the complete transparency of what's happening in the ministry.
So if somebody were to join or pursue joining, they're interested in that, how do they even go about getting in contact with you guys in the appropriate way?
So a lot of what we do, mostly everything, is word of mouth. We do have a website, Bikers for Christ. You could Google it. It's going to be the only thing that pops up.
So just bikersforchrist.com.
Yeah, bikersforchrist.org. You go on there, and you can look at your specific state. So all of our information is on there, from the regional, national, and state level. You can find who is in your area. So if you're in the Sand Hills area and you go on there, you can see my name, my email, and information on how to contact me. And what's cool about us is we don't recruit, right? This is a position that if you're called to be in, talk to us, we'll walk you through it. And it's baby steps. Like we say, hey, You want to see what we do? Come ride with us. Anybody and everybody can ride with us wherever we go, right? We let them partake in it. We let them see what we do, how we minister, who we talk to, and how we do things, so that way they understand what they're getting into. And then that, we call that the hang around phase.
Okay.
And in that hang around phase, if we see, okay, you know, they have potential of doing something here, right? I don't want to put somebody in this ministry that's not called to be here, right? Because it is very taxing. Yeah, I mean, you know, ministry work is hard.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then when you add a motorcycle where you're riding 2, 3, maybe 8, 9 hours to go somewhere to a ministry event or to serve somebody, you know, it adds some time. But from the hang around phase, we go into the prospect phase. Now they're a prospective member. Now they're kind of held more accountable to the rules and regulations of BFC, of what we do. Now they're being held accountable to the rules and regulations of what the MC world is. So there's an understanding of the respect of who we're talking to and who we're ministering to. And then for that undisclosed time, it may be short, it may be long, for that prospect period. And then me as a chapter elder, I'll go to the other individuals in the ministry and just talk to them about it. And if everybody is in agreement and we understand that this person is called to be here, and then we'll patch them over, and then they'll be a full patch member of BFC. However long they decide.
Jump them in.
Yeah. A little bit of hazing, and it's all biblically fun hazing. It's not, you know, we put them in positions to where we see how they pray, right? We do a Bible study with them. So if you tell me you want to be a hang around, okay, cool. That means you and I are going to get together, or I'm going to assign a sponsor to you. And that sponsor is going to go over a Bible study that BFC has made. And it's a way of opening up your mind to your understanding of the gospel and how to get other people to understand the gospel. So when you go out and you're ministering to people, you're well equipped. Because I know a lot of people come into this ministry, when you come into faith, you're kind of ignorant to what the Bible fully says. I'm speaking from myself. You know, when I got to this ministry, I had to dive in, I had to learn a lot. And so we make sure our members and new members, that they know what they're talking about. Because the best thing that I learned going and ministering to these MCs is that a lot of these guys know scripture. Like, I know a couple guys and some of them that I'll see tonight.
The guys you're going to encounter.
The guys we'll encounter.
That you're attempting to minister to. They know how to use it. They misusing
know
it or
it.
using it against you.
Yeah. There's one guy, and I love talking to this guy because he knows scripture verbatim. I don't know if he's just got a copy and paste kind of brain, but but he knows it. And when we talk about it, I'm like, man, you know exactly where this stuff is. And so it's good to know what you're talking about, because respect is one of those things that if you try to lie about the gospels, you're going to get found out.
Sure. Yeah. As you should. Right?
Yeah.
If you're going to lie about it. Right. So this isn't just we like Jesus, we're all on the same team, we just go ride together. This is purposeful ministry. It's specifically for outreach to those who don't know or who have rejected Christ up until this point.
Exactly. Yeah. Right. So our primary mission, we serve the bike community, not just the motorcycle clubs, independent riders. I've visited kids that ride solo by themselves all the time in hospitals. So we serve the bike community, and we serve the community itself. We do fundraisers yearly. We have a big fundraiser right now that's going on in collaboration with a couple other MCs and groups, of getting toys and food raised up for families for Christmas. And so we get involved with not just the bikers, but the community as well. You know, we'll ride out and help anybody that needs it.
Right.
No matter what time of day it is, whenever it is, if somebody gets hurt or somebody's in need, you know, the star cluster gets thrown up, and then somebody on the net is going to answer that call, and they're on the way.
Right on. Yeah. I've actually seen, you know, you and some other guys in the group that I happen to know, like somebody not in your club gets hurt, gets sick, whatever, they're in the hospital, and I've seen you guys respond and go to that. So that's a beautiful thing. If there's something you wanted to just share with somebody who might be interested, somebody who's like, is this for me? Is this not for me? Is there a word of wisdom? Is there a piece of cautionary tale for that person in whether to consider or to even contact you guys? It's
first thing, if you love motorcycles and you love Jesus, why not combine
It's a
them?
good combination,
Yeah,
right?
it's a great combination.
Not the expected
Yeah,
one.
not
right?
the expected one. It's a great tool. Even our cuts. Like I love this cut. I love the stuff that I've earned to be able to put on this, right? But we understand this. The freedom, the peace, and the love of Jesus Christ we were given was paid for. So if you understand that Jesus paid that ultimate price for us, just to ask us to go and share that love with other people, if that's on your heart, answer that call of curiosity. If you're curious, just a little bit curious, reach out, talk to somebody, and we will open your eyes to something completely different. Because a lot of times we see the same type of ministries, the same type of outreaches, and then there's small groups where specific people are called to go into because of the areas you're going into, right? It may not be the safest areas. It may not be the most well-received areas.
Right. Yeah.
But if you feel just that slight bit of curiosity of that calling into that, just jump up and do it. It's a great feeling. I have witnessed myself a handful of guys that are in the 1% community at our church getting baptized.
Yeah. Seen it myself.
And it's a phenomenal thing. Like the joy that like sparks in your heart when you see somebody accept Jesus into their life and they are transformed by that. Now they're riding their bike and they may not even be riding with us. Like I tell people, if you come to my ministry that I'm in and it may not be the one you want to be a part of, I know other Christian ministries out there. Right. Or if you just want to be an independent rider that shares the love of Jesus, let's go do it. But when you witness somebody that you've talked to or seen before make that change, that's powerful right there.
Agreed. I mean that is the greatest reward we receive here in this life is that we get to see those things come to fruition, right? So you said it's taxing.
Yeah.
Is there a time, or I know this wouldn't be the case, but mileage? Is there a obligation, weekly, monthly, annually, to contribute a certain level of effort or to go into a certain amount of events, those kind of things that somebody should expect?
Yeah. So we keep it very simple, much different from other groups where there could be motorcycle clubs where every event is mandatory. You show up to everyone. For us specifically, we ask you to come to 3 events a year.
Okay.
Right? Show up to 3 events. Try to be at all the meetings that we have. We do 1 meeting a month. And I know our chapter, we're one of the youngest sets of people in VFC in our chapter because every single person in my chapter is still in their career field. They're still working. Right. Handful of the other chapters have guys that are retired. But if you can make 3 events out of the year, which is easy, 12 months, 3 events, and you'll end up hitting more. There's no expectation to burn yourself out. There's no expectation to try and place your primary needs behind BFC. Family first. All right. Well, I mean, Christ first, get filled with that. Family first. And then, ride with us. It is a sacrifice. That's why it's taxing. There are definitely times where I'm like, hey, I would love to be with you guys this weekend, but this I got to do. I got to be here for this specific thing, or God is really calling me to go to this person and minister to them.
So I'm guessing, since you said everybody has to have their own church, this isn't a substitute for the church.
Correct.
You guys don't do a whole lot of Sunday morning events.
Right? No. But yeah, so when you become a full pastor member, there's an application. And part of that application is you take your paperwork to your senior pastor and he looks at that application and he reviews it and then he signs off on it saying that you are a member of his church.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So we hold several levels of accountability through your church and through the ministry itself. Like our state elder, a great friend of mine, one of my great brothers, he's in my chapter for accountability. He is the state elder, but for accountability, he has to be. He's
not above anyone.
Yeah, correct.
Gotcha. Okay.
And so same thing for me. I am the chapter elder. That just means I'm responsible for making the hard decisions. If there's a vote that we have to do on something, I got to make a choice. You know, I got to help maintain the growth in the chapter, but it doesn't mean I'm above any of my brothers and sisters because we do all this hard work together.
Right on. And so this is, you said brothers and sisters. So
Correct.
there's women in the ministry.
Oh yeah.
This is not just biker dudes going to do biker dude stuff.
Correct. Because in the biker world, guess what? There's men and women there as well. So we highly encourage women in the ministry, whether their husband is a rider, we encourage them to, hey, ride with him to go there, or learn how to ride a bike yourself. I got a lady in our chapter that rides her own bike, and she, you know, like the other females in our chapter, they speak greatly to the women out there. You know, they're showing a great example of that there is something different from where you're at. And so that's a place that us men, we're like, hey, you know what? We see it, we'll say hi, but I'm here to minister to the men. Yeah,
and so given the culture, that's probably a really handy thing. Right?
Yes.
And so we can get into that in a later conversation. Anything else that we would want to share on the regard of kind of explaining the ministry, and you refer to it as a ministry, not an outreach or
correct.
Like,
okay. Yeah. It is a motorcycle ministry. It's a great thing. Like I said, we're in all the states. We have chapters all around each state. You know, if you love riding bikes, like I said, and you love Jesus, combine the two, use that tool, whatever tool that you have in your life that God is calling you to use as a tool to find people, use it. There's a reason why you love it, and it's probably because God has great plans for it.
Right on. All right, well, we're going to wrap up this episode, guys. We're going to come back and we're going to talk about what it's like when they actually go and minister out in Bikers for Christ. So join us back for the next episode.